chapter 7, there's a story about a woman who was condemned by her neighbors. They said that she was a sinner and that she behaved badly. But the reason why she was being treated like this was not recorded in detail in the Bible. However, it must have been difficult for the woman to get along in her neighborhood because people were talking behind her back. Now you may be thinking, why not just move to a place where no one knows her? But at that time, moving wasn't easy. Also, living in an unfamiliar city or village was so scary that people had to risk their lives. So the woman had to endure the insults she received from people, not leaving the town where she lived. One day, the woman heard a rumor that Jesus came to town and went to the house of Simon the Pharisee to eat. How thrilling and joyful would it be to have a meal with Jesus? The woman imagined herself eating there with him. It's a fantasy that couldn't come true. The meal with Jesus at the home of Simon the Pharisee must have been a bit solemn because it was a meal for Jewish men. But soon, there was a lot of commotion there. At the dinner table, an uninvited guest, the woman, came to visit. The woman who was not invited to the meal crossed the crowd and walked to where Jesus was sitting. Huh? What is this? Why did that woman come here? Because of the woman who suddenly came, people looked at the host and then at Jesus. Everyone was confused. But the woman sat down at Jesus' feet and began to cry. It is said that Jesus' feet were completely wet from her tears. The woman cried and wiped her tears from Jesus' feet with her hair. Then she kissed his feet and poured perfume on them. Simon, who invited Jesus, thought in his heart, if Jesus knew what the people around here were saying about the woman, he wouldn't have left her like this. Not only Simon, but many people gathered there were displeased with the woman's behavior. How did the woman feel? Think about it. For this woman, not a single action was easy. To wipe Jesus' feet with her hair, to kiss them, or to pour expensive perfume on Jesus' feet. But wasn't the most difficult thing to do was to walk towards Jesus, past the people's whispering eyes? People criticized and pointed fingers at her, but she walked before Jesus step by step with the faith that only Jesus would understand her and accept her. Jesus speaks to the woman before him. You are forgiven, and your faith has saved you. Everyone, there will be embarrassing moments for us too. Moments where we are not able to appear in front of people or even before Jesus. But I want you to remember one thing. If we can stand before Jesus, if we can pray before him, and if we can shed tears while looking back at ourselves, Jesus will forgive us for our shortcomings and embrace us.